there is a news story that is out right now in the New York Times. And the New York Times has been doing great work on this, I got to say. And the Times be jacked up sometimes, but there's a new report at the New York Times that says that some longtime aides and advisors to President Biden have become increasingly convinced that he will have to step aside from the campaign and move out of the way if the Democrats are going to have any chance at winning this election. These are people who are advisors in the administration and people who are specifically working on the campaign. At least according to the New York Times, at least two of whom have told allies that they do not believe he should keep trying to run for a second term. They didn't just say that they have an analysis of his chances. They said that they would have to convince the president of a few arguments in order to make this thing happen. They said they have to convince him that he can't actually beat Donald Trump, because it's just like a prize fighter late in the fight who still thinks he's up on points, or he knows he's down on points but thinks he can get a knockout. Biden is like, I'm winning, or if I'm not winning, I will win. He doesn't understand that. The next thing is they have to persuade him, at least this is their perspective, they have to persuade him that somebody else could beat him. Because it's not just, can I beat Trump? It's also, am I the best chance at Trump? Because if he says, well, look, I might not be doing great, but what you think Kamala going to do? What you think Gavin Newsom going to do? That presents its own challenge. So he has to be convinced that he can't win and that somebody else can. And then the third thing is, and this is, I think, the thing that speaks most to President Biden's commitment to his party and to his country, is President Biden wants to be assured that the way that it would happen would be principled and orderly. This is all according to Joe Biden's insiders, his friends, his comrades, etc. In other words, he doesn't want a mess at the Democratic convention. He doesn't want to step aside and it turn into chaos and he go down in history. And that's the selfish part of it. He doesn't want to go down in history as the president who created the most chaotic convention ever. And so this is a moment. This is a moment. No matter what you're hearing publicly, everybody in the Democratic Party who has any power or insight right now wants Joe Biden to leave, or they're terrified that he's going to lose if he doesn't leave. Some want him to stay, but still don't think he can win. Don't believe what you're hearing at the press briefings. Don't believe what you're hearing on cable news. I'm telling you, as somebody who's been working in this business a long time and who has connects who are all over the political landscape, I'm telling you, nobody in the Democratic Party feels comfortable or safe with Joe Biden right now. They're just trying to figure out how they can exit without looking crazy. That's why Nancy Pelosi is saying, we need President Biden to make a final decision on whether he's staying. Biden made a final decision. He said it last week. He said, I'm staying. And he said, I'm going to beat Donald Trump in 2020. Yes, I said 2020. That ain't my mistake. That's his. He said he's going to beat him in 2020, even though it's actually 2024. That should tell you something. All that said, Pelosi's saying that to keep creating a door and a wedge for Biden to exit and not look like he flip-flopped. They want to make it seem like nothing's been decided yet. They're trying to give him an out. It's the political insiders. It's the political comrades. It's the people inside the Congress. And it's also A-list Hollywood celebrities like George Clooney, who we talked about last night. They all want Biden gone. Not because they don't like him, not because they don't respect him, not because they don't appreciate him, but because they do. They want him to go out as president. They want him to go out a winner. They want him to go out opening the space for somebody to do what absolutely must be done. And what absolutely must be done is ensuring that Donald Trump does not return to the White House. It's that simple. Anyway, I hope President Biden listens. I hope he appreciates the efforts that's being made behind the scenes and in front of the camera to get him to step aside, not out of hate, not out of jealousy, not out of anger, not out of dishonesty, not out of mendacity, not out of venality. You like them words? But out of respect and urgent concern for the status of this republic. Hopefully you listen, Mr. President.